Blue Ridge Conservancy's mission is to protect land in the 7 counties of the high country. We've protected 20,000 acres, and a lot of those places are very special. They're parks, they're wildlife resources, game lands. And we realize that trails and greenways, blueways, they all make sense in connecting these special places together, getting people out on the land to see it, to exercise, to appreciate nature, and that in turn helps us do our work at the Conservancy. The Greenway's been an idea for several years, and about 2 years ago, the Conservancy decided to take that project on.
The New River, as we talked about, as being really unique, there's also just a real asset to the people that live in this area. It's basically sandwiched between 2 pretty big towns. The town of Blowing Rock and Boone has a lot of development along it, and a 4-lane highway along it as well. A lot of times that can cause issues for our aquatic resources. But the Middle Fork New River is unique in that it still has really good water quality. So if we work together, we can make the stream even better than it is now.
All of the streams and rivers that we have in this area are influenced in various ways by the way that we live on the land. And how we manage it, how we steward it. A greenway following a river provides fantastic access for students and researchers to get down in a creek or river, like the Middle Fork of the New River, and to address those questions of can we do a better job of stewarding the streams and rivers in our midst, and how can we do that?
So today we are at Mystery Hill between the Middle Fork Greenway and Highway 321. New River Conservancy planted this about a year ago. We planted live stakes, which are live cuttings of shrubs that start as a stick that we mallet into the ground. The 2 things that live stakes and woody shrubs do along a stream bank are, one, they develop really fibrous root systems. They intertwine with one another, and they keep the soil in place and keep it from eroding and washing away during flood events. And then eventually the shrubs will grow up and they'll be so tall that they'll hang out over the water and provide shade for the water and keep it cool enough for our native trout.
There's a small brown on my left, and another, might be a white sucker coming down. One of our main missions is to provide fishing opportunities for people. We know from a recent study that trout fishing in western North Carolina brings in over $300 million contributed to the state's economy from trout fishing alone.
The Middle Fork Greenway is a real game changer in the high country. It's not only going to connect our 2 towns, but it's also going to connect to the Blue Ridge Parkway and the Mountains to Sea Trail, and also connect everyone who visits it with our Middle Fork of the New River and our beautiful mountain scenery.
The Middle Fork Greenway is going to give our vacationing public an avenue of attractions to keep them in the area longer. It's going to join all of these recreational opportunities like Tweetsie Railroad, the Dock Rocks Gem Mine, the high gravity shops on the Parkway, and encourage more of that type of development which attracts tourism to this area.
It's important for the state to understand that I think over $19.2 billion are spent in North Carolina alone on outdoor recreation. So I think it's important for us to maintain our competitiveness nationally and globally so that we can continue to attract those families and those citizens that are wanting to move to areas with just desired green space and user-friendly pedestrian routes and maybe less vehicular traffic and just more opportunities to connect just on a community level.
The Middle Fork Greenway is becoming a reality right now thanks to key partnerships between the town of Blowing Rock, the town of Boone, Watauga County, and our leadership with the Blue Ridge Conservancy and High Country Pathways.
As the state's largest health insurer, we're invested in communities all over North Carolina. And so we're always looking for opportunities where we can make investments that would improve the quality of life in communities from Manteo to Murphy. The Middle Fork Greenway provides a perfect opportunity for us to do that.
When completed, the Middle Fork Greenway will be 6.5 miles long from Blowing Rock to Boone. We have a mile of that done. So every dollar helps leverage federal and state funding sources. Please check out our website, middleforkgreenway.org, if you're interested in learning more and helping with the Middle Fork Greenway.